Have you ever felt like there's a wiser, more powerful version of you just waiting to rise? What if that version is real, and it's your higher self calling you home? In this deep spiritual journey, we are exploring the sacred and transformative experience of merging with your higher self. Stay with me till the end, because what I reveal might unlock the deepest level of your purpose and potential. Merging with your higher self is not about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you've always been. Beyond your fears, beyond your doubts, beyond your earthly conditioning, there exists a divine consciousness that has always been connected to the source. This higher self is not something outside of you. It's the truest essence within you. The one that sees through illusion, speaks with clarity, and radiates truth. It's been guiding you through signs, dreams, synchronicities, and subtle whispers that you've often dismissed as coincidence. But now, the veil is thinning, and you are being called to align. As you begin merging with your higher self, your energy shifts in a way the world begins to notice. Your presence becomes magnetic. You no longer seek validation because you are anchored in divine self-worth. You stop chasing things that drain you and start attracting what aligns with your soul. This alignment creates peace, purpose, and power. Your voice changes, not just in tone, but in vibration. People hear you differently. Your eyes reflect something ancient, something eternal. It's not confidence, it's sacred knowing. You begin to see everything through spiritual eyes. What once hurt you now teaches you. What once confused you now guides you. You stop taking things personally because your higher self sees the bigger picture. Every setback becomes redirection. Every betrayal becomes protection. Every delay becomes divine timing. And with that inner knowing, anxiety fades. Worry becomes trust, and silence becomes sacred. You begin living in flow, not force. Your intuition sharpens into inner prophecy. You just know things before they happen. You feel people's energy before they speak. You sense what environments nourish your spirit and which ones deplete it. This intuitive upgrade isn't magic, it's memory. It's the ancient part of you that's remembering how to walk in both the spiritual and physical worlds with grace. You become the bridge between heaven and earth, between seen and unseen. Your relationships evolve. Some people fall away, not out of anger, but alignment. And others come into your life like soul contracts being fulfilled. Conversations become deeper, connections feel faded, and you no longer settle for anything that doesn't honor your energy. Why? Because your higher self doesn't operate from ego. It operates from truth. And truth is the most magnetic frequency there is. Old versions of you begin to dissolve, not out of force, but out of love. The you that used to people please, gone. The you that used to doubt your worth, healed. The you that lived in fear, transformed. And all that remains is authenticity. You no longer play roles, you embody your soul. And that embodiment shifts your reality. Suddenly the universe begins opening doors where there were walls. Opportunities align, miracles appear. And you're not surprised because you're finally in sync. Your dreams become more vivid. Your thoughts become clearer. Your purpose feels louder. This is because your higher self is now co-creating your life with you. No longer are you operating on autopilot. You're now divinely guided. The separation between you and the universe dissolves. You are the universe expressing itself as you. And when you walk with that truth, every step becomes sacred. But here's the powerful part. Your light activates others. Your presence alone becomes healing. Your words shift timelines. Your energy reminds people of their own divinity. You become a mirror that reflects what others have forgotten about themselves. And this ripple effect begins changing not just your life, but the lives around you. You're not just awakening, you're awakening others. And in that alignment, peace becomes your foundation. Not the kind of peace that's passive, but the kind that's unshakable. Storms may come, but you remain calm. Challenges may arise, but you respond with wisdom. That's the power of being merged with your higher self. It's not about escaping the world, it's about rising above it while still walking through it. Eventually, even your body begins to shift. You feel lighter, You eat differently, you speak differently, you glow without effort. Why? Because your physical vessel is now aligning with your divine frequency. Your cells respond, your aura expands, your chakras realign, and suddenly you realize you're not becoming your higher self. You already were. You just had to remember. There comes a moment when silence becomes your language, and stillness becomes your teacher. In this space of inner quiet, your higher self begins to speak more clearly. No longer drowned by the noise of the world, your true voice rises. Not the voice conditioned by society, but the eternal whisper that's been guiding you since birth. The more you listen, the more you realize. Your higher self has always been there. You just needed to slow down to hear. Time itself begins to feel different. What used to feel rushed now feels spacious. You stop chasing moments and begin creating them. The pressure to achieve fades and is replaced by a deeper desire to align. You no longer live by the clock, you live by the calling. And when you're in sync with your higher self, divine timing becomes your compass. Life unfolds in ways that are beautifully orchestrated, and you find yourself at the right place at the right time more often than ever before. The old need for control melts away. You stop forcing outcomes. You stop gripping the future. You stop replaying the past. Instead, you trust. You surrender. You flow. And in that surrender, you tap into a power far greater than control. Divine trust. Your higher self doesn't worry about how, it just knows it will. Because it's operating from faith, not fear. And that faith becomes the fertile soil where miracles are born. Creativity begins to pour from you effortlessly. Words, art, ideas, expressions, they don't just come from your mind, they come from your soul. You realize that inspiration isn't something you chase, it's something you channel. The more you align, the more you become a vessel for creation. Whether you're writing, speaking, painting, or simply dreaming, your higher self co-creates with you, and the result is magic. Art that heals, words that awaken, energy that transforms. You begin to understand your past from a higher lens. No longer are you the victim of your story, you become the author. You see how every pain, every lesson, every heartbreak was not punishment, but preparation. Your higher self reveals the wisdom behind every wound and turns your scars into sacred symbols. You begin to bless your past, not resent it, because it led you here, to your divine remembrance. And when you speak, people feel it. It's not what you say, it's the vibration beneath your words. You speak less from opinion and more from presence. Less from reaction, more from awareness. Your voice becomes a frequency, a tone that aligns, awakens, and uplifts. And those who are meant to hear it will be drawn to you. Not out of curiosity, but out of soul recognition. Even your challenges begin to serve a higher purpose. Instead of asking, why me? You begin to ask, what is this teaching me? Your higher self turns pain into prophecy. It transforms obstacles into oracles. It reshapes every hardship into a stepping stone toward your evolution. Life doesn't get easier, but you get wiser. And in that wisdom, everything begins to feel lighter. You realize that you're never alone, not just metaphorically, but energetically. Your higher self is in constant communion with the divine. You start feeling the presence of your spirit team, angels, guides, ancestors, higher beings of light, who've been walking with you all along. You may not see them, but your soul knows they're there. You feel supported, protected, guided, and that sacred reassurance strengthens your walk. Your identity shifts from ego to essence. You're no longer defined by your job, your looks, your status, or your name. You begin to identify as consciousness itself, eternal, infinite, divine. This shift changes how you interact with the world. You no longer compete, you connect. You no longer chase, you attract. You no longer fight, you flow. And life becomes not a race, but a revelation. At last, you become the embodiment of your mission. You live not for approval, but for purpose. Every action becomes sacred, every step intentional. You stop dimming your light and start radiating your truth. And in doing so, you give others permission to do the same. You become a living portal, reminding the world that heaven is not just a place we go to, it's a frequency we become. So now I ask you, are you hearing the call of your higher self? If so, this is your time. Your time to rise. Your time to remember. Your time to merge with the divine light within you and embody your sacred purpose. What's your take on this spiritual evolution? Comment below. I would love to hear your soul's experience. And if you're ready for more content like this, don't forget to subscribe for future revelations. Want to go even deeper into this truth? Watch the powerful video linked in the description. It could be the message your soul has been waiting for.